chairman of the Assurances Committee, not once, not twice, I summoned the lands minister. Give us a report of all state assets, the state lands that you have sold under your watch over the last 8 years. He has not been able to provide them.
7MTV, New Vision. Vision.
Abai ejapade ahodro a wo de share NPP mpanifo no mu binsa. Ebra na NPP wa be mtin mpanifo yi wo ma nhwesu ya na. Esa se Okudzeto Ablakwa the 19th form. Mpanifo no mu bi ho a kire wo mu ye papapa ya nyasem ketewa. Oral team a eye operation recover all loot team a wo mo ate anasa o mampani John Dramani Mahama oteye a ekoi Okudzeto Ablakwa na egwamtinani no. Woma shase womu di womu dwumedi anyasem keto se womu ekobe nya eni asa na dwokra womu enda woma kokoko embiambia ahodo te se biti sahodo wo memu anase ne ebo aban edimu ebiti se Labadi Beach la trade fair woma koho CSI areye bungalow ehon so womu akoho a eye places sahodo a ye de ahye aban sade abra na NPP wa abem no woma kokoko a womu eye womu hwehwemu na report a ebe nyina kire se mbiambia ahodo a womu ekoye no womu nya positive news baby a womu koye nyina kire se aban anase woma na womu abemu abra na NPP ewo so womu de ejapade ahodo yi ehye womu ensano no kre se womu anhwesu yi.
Going on at the agric mechanization, a very, very important sector for our national development. I mean, no country really survives without an agric mechanization department, a department which really helps us to attain food security, to be able to feed ourselves. This became the latest state capture victim, where the erstwhile government descended upon this place, removed the roofs, evicted those who were here, and a number of people are affected, not only the agric mechanization staff. You have been talking to the leaders of the Vegetable Producers Association. You've seen that the local government ministry also has some departments here. They are also affected. Then NVTI, you saw that NVTI has also been asked to relocate. They have had their roofs, portions have been removed. And we keep hearing the name Clement Jato, and that is the same person who the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has been engaging to carry out the so-called redevelopment. And we must emphasize that as members of parliament, at no time did the government come to parliament for approval. If you read the Land Use and Spatial Planning Act at 925, it's very clear that to do rezoning, you need parliamentary approval. This land was originally acquired for agric mechanization and for an aerodrome, if you read the history of this land. So who took that decision to rezone without parliamentary approval? And even before the rezoning will be concluded, they have shared large portions amongst themselves. And you have seen some of the names that have popped up so far.
7MTV.
Look at how they put it.
A land allocated to them, some faceless characters, state capture elements, just moved in and divided the land. And so this wall, as you see, and you see what they have done.
It extends to the back.
Extends all the way to the back. It's very close to the NDA facility. Clearly no building permits, because no building permit will allow this. And so they just hived off about half of the land and they have taken it over. So you see what they did, but the wall extends all around. They just appropriated the land. You know. And this is prime land, state land. I mean, the impunity is mind-boggling. And whoever that private developer is, he must know that time is up. The new government is not selling this land. And so whoever they pay to And the NDA officials tell us they were helpless.
So this land belongs to the NDA?
Yes, it belongs to government, and the NDA was allocated this facility. Remember that this is also where the Constitution Review Commission worked for under the previous NDC administration. And so this is NDA land. They woke up one day and faceless private developers moved in with their workers and somebody who claimed to be from Lands Commission, and they just divided the land. I mean, the impunity. Can you imagine? Just to move in, take over state land, and they have determined that this is the portion they are reserving for NDA. Can you believe that? So they are reserving this small portion for the Northern Development Authority, and then they have taken over the rest.
So they've taken half of the land?
Yeah, half of the land. We will show you the full extent of the hijack, the capture of this state land. And the point we are making is that the era of state capture is over. We are not going to allow them to take over this. In our report, we are going to recommend that this wall is immediately brought down. It has to be demolished, and we must restore the original allocation for NDA and for the state. This is state land. It is not going into the hands of faceless private elements.
She said NDA aban asase na wo mecha fakese na ede ama private investors. Eba ne se na aban ajapade a yede ahye won sase gene hwe so. Enya wo dia, enya wo abusuafo dia. Na wa wato wa achim. Na wa tonfa. Enya se faketo a fakese no e na wa ton. Edi ama private investors ha Okudzeto Ablakwa koye wo mo egusu a wo mo sidan e wasase ne so wo mo bisa onya akwa de ho hye ne nsa ne se eba ne sen e na NDA asase e de ahye won nsa wetwa wo achema ontumi nkyirase o se wo no twa ahia ho keke nanso wo mo hwehwemu nso a wo maye no e kyerɛ se asase no waton nton yanka wo chiemu no obi sidan e wo the other side e dan a o si ne so enya abandan Okudzeto Ablakwa say there on the jan ho edwuma no oboni ye papa hwese CSI Abangal ho no apam obi asa obi enfiri ho by the end of January oso pese obi ho obi a e was CSI Abangal ho
Preparing to take over by end of January, according to the letter. We'll share the letter with you, but we are not going to allow that. You saw the president's directive. We are not going to allow that. I mean, these are scientists who have served this country so well. This is not how you treat them. You don't treat our scientists like that. How are you doing? Come. So, your dad lives here. We hear he's preparing to move out. You are preparing to move out. Where did they actually go? Okay. So, why is your dad complying with this unfair state capture order? You don't know why. Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't worry. We are putting you on the spot. Don't worry. But what's your dad's name?
One Joy Prime atwetwe nkoma wa kyerɛkyerɛm. Say former lands minister Honorable Abu Jinapo watu nsa afre no team na to nsa afre no se ombra no mbebu nkuntam bi esan se wo mo esusu se edan bi wo ho no ma eye aban de wafa atam abonebo ombra no mbe kire se no kire se edan no onfae ontumi mbe yi ne ho ano a one Joy Prime atwetwe ho nkomosi.
Chairman of the Assurances Committee, not once, not twice, I summoned the lands minister. Give us a report of all state assets, the state lands that you have sold under your watch over the last 8 years. He has not been able to provide them. He kept postponing, give me time. He's out of office. So these are people who are not being transparent. They are not just accountable to the people. And all you see is that bungalows are being raised down, so-called private developers are taking over, and you see that politically exposed persons, politicians, cabinet ministers, party executives, just pay peanuts, unconscionable amounts, sweetheart deals,
Right.
and they take over these properties.
So-
That is why the president's directive is so crucial. And I don't see judgment debt arising out of this.
Okay.
We are salvaging what is left. And then remember, the president has talked about a probe, which will go into what has happened in the past, which will go as far back so that we can really look at what has caused all of this, grand, massive looting on a scale that we have never seen. So we can have recommendations moving forward. We can have sanctions, and we can also retrieve as many as we can retrieve
my understanding
for the Ghanaian people.
Me no ekase. Uko social media ne so a. Ashanti regional minister say they were former Simon Osemensa amanfo twe no basabasa e social media ne so. Esan se bungalow ana apartment a oba abem wo mo edman no wanda hoda. Air condition kama bo ho, TV wo ho. Chese wo hwe dan na dan kama papa yankodem. Aweja dan wo ho amanfo aba betutu TV na free ho empa we drop na ade e wo dan nim amanfo aba betu utumu se dan na esi ho no ya de chew kra se wo mpe enso e dan kama wo mo esi ye de ma no a oja ho ekoda hotel mu na asembisa abeto ho ni se hotel akoda mu wan enetu aka no. How many years na NPP for eba abem? For all those years he was in the hotel sika ben na the koda hotel ni nyina ye de ya ban sika wo mo hwe nim so beba abebu akonta sanso so na hospital sahodo a John Dramani Mahama ebra na wa abem osisi ye NPP for ba ye wo man to aso wo mo gya no ho ma ne nyina ye basa edan na ye basa wo ma akọ nursing school so mo tifi anka wo mpedwumaye anka japade wo mo etumi siesie eto aso kama wo ma wo mo tisifi wo mo so betumi anya dwuma aye na so wo mo to na ajeje mu ama hwe ne operation recover all roots wo mo ebo wo mo dwumedi a wo mo hwe se wo meye wo mo hwehwe mu na wa wotu ebetwi bia no wo ma kyew akopiem e wa sendi bia ne wo ma ye frefre wo mo de nya asem de to ebi mpese wo mo beba na wo mo so anhwe ye di a anhwe na ebi nso de wo mo ti adom akopiem e wa man fofo so na so wo mani da ho ye papa wo mo behye e di ye atu ye esanse ejapade enye ankranko dia e ya ban ejapade a ewo ho se nyina e beba ho ban ahwe so ye na chese NPP for eba abem aban ejapade a de hye wo mo ensa no wo man hwe so ye ana for adwen kire for comment section nyane afoforo enche mo menkai o city dwumedi eso enyi wo hwe dwumedi e wo 7MTV network e wo Facebook and YouTube subscribe your page no e wo YouTube na follow your page no e wo Facebook like video no share ma afoforo na bom so enye bi enhwe Congress Records esomasne Nyama Foundation ene afi Home Safe Trust GH wo mo sisi dan edema Ghana fo a wo mo ewo akwantu se wo si wo dan e na wo gya ho ekoye wo wo beto aso e de ama wo se dan no wasie wie na wo gya ho na pese wo sesa bibi kakra wo dan no ho ana so pese wo dwuri ni na mpogu na wo san e hya se esi na biem fa hye Home Safe Trust GH ensa ana so waka wasate da na afi e na wo besi wo dan a for Home Safe Trust GH woman number na etwego no ene wo mo enkyekye nkomo na wo mo siw dan no kama emfa emmaw kai se ensem ahodo a ekotwi ekobremman na ekosoro eba fom na etwa oman Ghana ho nyina ehia ne de me na ya nyameche me boabo ne nyina ano e de aba abesomo e wotie bdwumedi eso eni tikoso a na hwe 7MTV network or Facebook ene YouTube dasene e besan ehia makramo
7MTV New Vision.